You came forth, you explore contrast, you give birth. The source energy part of you rides that rocket of desire, gives undivided attention to the new, improved version of life that you have put into your vibrational escrow, so to speak. And if you don't ride that rocket along with your source, if you don't then begin talking about what you want and why you want it, but instead you talk about how long you've been without it and how hard it is not to have it, and how wrong it was what that person did, and how inappropriate they all are in whatever way. As you keep beating your drum of what caused the rocket to be born, instead of riding the rocket, you cause a vibrational separation between you and you. And to you, you translate that in the form of negative emotion. You're ornery. You're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. So law of attraction brings you, true to its word always, more contrast. You get more of what you're offering vibrationally. You're getting more of your ornery stuff. Your source, your counterpart, the larger part of you, is getting more of your dreams, and you're getting more pulled apart, which means you're now ornerier. But the good news is you launch another rocket of clarity, and the source within you says, good idea, we were waiting for that one. We will give our undivided attention to the new and expanded version of you. And you don't say it, but you sort of do. You say, not me. I'm still mad. I'm going to wrestle this to the ground and kill it. I'm not going over there in that Pollyanna attitude and talk about what I want and why I want it before it gets here. When it gets here, I'll talk about it, but meanwhile, I'm going to tell it like it is, 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 tell it like it is. So you keep telling it like it is, and you keep launching the expanded version of you. The source energy part of you keeps enjoying being the expanded version of you, and the law of attraction keeps gathering all of that stuff that matches the expanded version of you. The only thing that's not over there with the expanded version of you is you. You're defending or justifying or wanting to be right. You know, there are a lot of things that you're saying to yourself and others that are right. That person did tell you a lie, or they did do something that was not the most genuine, nice thing to do, or you don't look the way you want to look, or you don't have as much money as you want to have, or whatever. But we want you to understand that if you keep expressing how it is, it can't change. Oh, different faces, different places, but the same scenario you keep living, only it gets more tense as the years go by. Because every time you live the same scenario and ask for more, the larger part of you becomes the more, and the more the larger part of you becomes the more, and you don't let yourself become the more spread apart you become, and the more discord. When you turn and give your attention in the way that the source within you gives attention, when you love someone, there's no tension within you. That's why love feels so good. When you are focused upon someone and making a list of their positive aspects, when you do that, you tune into the vibration of your source, and there's no tug of war going on within you. You are one focused energy. And so source rides your rocket, holds vibrational attention to it. Law of attraction responds to it. And do you know why? You have the potential of getting more and more tense as you spend more time in these physical bodies, is because life has caused you to expand enormously. And if you don't turn in the direction of the expansion, you don't feel good. It's really about you keeping up with you. It's really about you understanding the two vibrational vantage points and the relativity between them. That's what your emotions are. That is the information back to you. It's your sensory perception of the variance in the vibration of the two aspects of you. And so when you understand that your work is to manage this contrast, manage the gap, that's your work, which means let the contrast help you to expand, but don't spend so much time not going in the direction of the expansion. Stop justifying where you stand. Stop arguing for your limitations. Be more hopeful. Be more willing to dream a little bit. be more willing to beat the drum in the way the source within you beats it. Beat the drum of optimism rather than pessimism. Try to give people the benefit of the doubt even if they don't deserve it. That's tricky. You say, oh, I'd like to give that person the benefit of the doubt, but I'm too smart. There is no doubt. I know where they're coming from. I know where they've been. I know what they're doing. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And we say, your inner being is giving them the benefit of the doubt, and when you don't, you're split. And you say, I know. That's why I'm going to have them killed. I can't control them, and I can't control my own point of focus, so it's my only choice. We say, but the problem with that is law of attraction is just going to bring you another one just like them. Have you noticed? There's a never-ending stream of those troubling beings who keep coming to you to point out to you what's active in your vibration. They're blessings, really. So when someone aggravates you, what you want to say to yourself, maybe even to them, is thank you very much, because you have caused an eruption in me of clarity of which you are not living. So I have a choice. I can focus upon this thing that has just happened, which has caused me to expand, or I can focus upon my expansion. And then tell them truthfully, I feel more like just focusing on you and hating you more. Seems like the logical thing to do. It's the thing I've practiced the most. And I have to admit, it's a lot easier to look at you than it is to close my eyes and imagine you better. But in time, what you will come to realize is that all of these people who are mixing it up with you are all here just as you knew they would be, to help you in your expansion, to help you in your eternal evolution. And it's a little ironic, don't you think, that the very ones that help you with your greatest expansion are also the very ones that you use as your excuse not to go there. And that's another reason why you're so mad at them. They're really in there tight in your creative process. In other words, they goaded you into expansion, and now they taunt you into not having it. We want you to realize that you're in charge of all of this. You get to feel as good as you decide that you want to feel. And it does require focus. It does require looking where you want to look. It does require trying to see through the eyes of Source. It does require feeling your way there. It's about understanding the aspects of law of attraction and using your guidance system in order to allow yourself to be the expanded being that life has caused you to be. And friends, we want you to know that if you don't allow yourself to be the expanded being that life has caused you to become, you're not going to be happy. In other words, we want to give this to you gently, but you've got no choice. You have no choice if you want to be joyful other than to turn in the direction of what you've become and to do your best to embrace what you have become. And we'd like to give you a shortcut, but you won't take it. We'd like to say to you, you are a lover, love. We would like to say to you, you are a prosperous being, and we know that is so because we've seen your escrows. You are a prosperous being, so be it. And you say, okay, but first I just have to complain a little more. You are vital and alive and clear-minded and healthy. You are brilliant beings who have come forth with great purpose. There is a goodness that is you that is beyond verbal description. So be it. And you say, I will, but first I want to complain just a little more. So we think we've made our point. You are source energy in physical bodies, and you've come into these physical bodies with wonderful reason, and this reason is serving you so well, and you are expanding like crazy these days. There has never been a time of such immense contrast and such enormous expansion ever in all that has ever been before. Here you are on the leading edge of the most dynamic expansion. And the question that we want to put to you is, are you letting yourself go in the direction of your expansion, or are you holding yourself back?